About to start, I guess. Get ready, friends. I think yes, we are live. Yes, we are live. Yes, we are live. Okay, friends. Hello, good morning, all of you. How are you all? So starting from today, we are going to start with the communications entire series, friends, out of your business correspondings and business corresponding and reporting, right? Out of your law, along with the combination of law you have for 40 marks, right? So this particular topic, friends, continuously for about we will be taking for about 10 days, almost 10 days, and we'll be finishing off this entire series, right, friends? Now, let me just focus on what actually this topic all about and why we have to study this. Okay, forget about it is a part of CA and all this stuff. Okay, we have to write examination, forget about all those things. First of all, why should I learn this as a subject separately? Very simple, my dear friends. On this earth, on the land and water, there are lot of creatures, right? Lot of creatures are there. Some crores of creatures are there, which we know few, we do not know few that there are existing. Correct, ma? So out of all these creatures, all living beings, humans got a fantastic offer by the God. Offer given by the God. What is the offer given by the God? That we can speak to each other, we can communicate to each other, which other animals cannot speak. Correct, my dear friends? So whatever be the feelings I have, I can actually speak and communicate it to you. Correct, my dear friends? That communication is a God's gift. But unfortunately, many of us do not utilize that God's gift effectively. It means we do not communicate properly. If we do not communicate properly, my dear friends, I'm telling you, there is no, we are not utilizing our human life effectively. Got it, friends? For this purpose, actually, even ICAI has observed that many of the chartered accountants, though they are chartered accountants, though they are knowledgeable, though they are highly capable of working and serving the corporates, but still many are lacking communication. Many are lacking communication. Got it, friends? They cannot speak, they cannot write. Got it? In this regard, even ICAI felt that yes, there is a need for our students to learn how to communicate effectively, and that is the reason communications have been introduced at the foundation level, and also orientation. Once you have your orientation at your IPCC level, I mean CA inter level and CA final level, orientation majorly means that majorly focuses on improving our communication skills. Got it, friends? So ICA is taking a big leap on improving communication among all of us. So we, as a part of it, we have half of a subject on communications, friends. So some of the part of the communications topic will be theoretical, some of it will be practical. Okay, but we will discuss in a highly practical manner. We'll discuss. Okay, now friends, not only that, because you have to pass the examination, we will even learn how do we actually write the examination as well. Okay, how do we write communications in the examination as well. Got it, friends? Now, basically, your communications topic is divided into two parts, friends. One, about the writing part. Second is about oral communication part. Two will both of them will be there, right, friends? One is written part, oral part, both are there with us. Okay, now friends, so today's topic is going to be introduction to the entire communication chapter. Okay, now the name of the subject is going to be business correspondence and reporting, paper 2, right, friends? Paper 2. Now in this communication, friends, first of all, what is the importance of communication? Let us start with that. Okay, so whenever I say, for example, I say Infosys, who will come to your mind? Who will flash your mind immediately? Narayana Murthy. He will be flashing our mind. Correct, friends? Why is he flashing our mind? You know, because he represents his company every time and he communicates. He comes forward and speaks. That's why you will remember him. Correct, ma? So if at all you take a major survey in India, who is the best prime minister, definitely many will say Narendra Modi is the best prime minister, because he comes forward and speaks, he communicates. Whoever communicates, their image will be registered in among all others. Understand? They will have image building process starts with communication, my dear friends. Tomorrow, even if you would like to build yourself properly, build your image in the society, build your image in the company, build your image among your subordinates, build your image among your fans, the first thing that you have to do is you have to communicate. Communication is such a most important aspect, friends. If you stop communicating, you are gone. Understanding, friends? Even tomorrow, after you finishing off your CA, friends, if you are dumb, if you sit quiet, if you do not communicate with others, if you are unable to communicate with others, you cannot grow, friends. Irrespective of whatever be the talent you have, let you have any level of talent. I will tell you an example. I will not take a name of the person, but I know a CA CA qualified. He's a chartered accountant, and he got All India 7th rank in CA final. All India 7th rank. Got it? And immediately after the results, he was offered job in ICICI Bank, okay, under their investment portfolio management section. He got a job, okay, and salary is 1,72,000 rupees per month. 1,72,000 rupees per month. Got it? It's just starting, beginning salary itself. Very talented guy, but within a month he's asked to leave the company. He's asked to leave the bank within a month. The reason behind that is very simple. Company, once the director of the company has seen a mail that he has written to the client, okay, the chartered accountant, he has drafted a mail to send to the client. All grammatical mistakes, complete grammatical mistakes, friends. No, there is no point that client will see that and get satisfied. He'll never be satisfied. And by the way, because he is sending in the name of ICICI Bank, obviously ICICI Bank image will be lost. With that intention, what they have done, they told him very clearly, boss, we know you are very talented. You can do accounting very well. You can actually analyze your investment portfolio very well. But still, you are not fit for our job because your communication is not at all good. Understanding, friends? With that intention, he was actually kicked out of the business. So actually, after qualifying CA, after getting CA final 7th rank, he started getting into a communications class. Understand? Spoken English and some communications class. He learned, he practiced for 3 months and then got into another job. Understand? Wherein you need to understand that, friends, communication is very important. Whether you got a rank, whether you are a CA, whether you are not a CA, whatever be the case, friends, whatever be the case. Imagine, we have already proved, even if your communication is good, a chaiwala can become a prime minister. Correct, friends? Only thing is, your communication must be effective. Communication should be good. All of us communicate on a daily basis. Early in the morning, we wake up, okay, we communicate very well to our parents, to our brothers, sisters, etc., etc., etc. We communicate very well. But what about the communication on the stage? What about the communication in front of a crowd? What about communication in the office with our subordinates, with our elders, with our seniors, with our juniors? Understand? How do we communicate with the clients? Many people, they are scared. We communicate with our own people, with our friends we communicate, with our teachers we communicate, with our parents we communicate, with our cousins we communicate. But when it comes to certain situations like office, clients, etc., etc., we are scared sometimes. We don't, especially for teaching, for example, when you come forward to teach something, when you come forward in front of the public, you definitely get scared. So to avoid that situation, friends, we are going to learn this topic. Okay, now, friends. And sir, what is your eligibility in teaching this particular subject, sir? Forget that I'm a chartered accountant or from CA background. Forget about all those things, friends. I am into public speaking since 2006, friends. Since 2006, I'm into public speaking. Got it? And when time permits, I will share with all my videos and other photos and all that I have been communicating to the people and all. Okay, I have been into career counseling. I have been into career awareness programs in many colleges of Bangalore. Okay, and I have been into public speaking since 2006. Much before I entered into CI, I was into public speaking, friends. Okay, now I was giving marketing lectures. I was training marketing executives. I have a lot of background in public speaking as well. Okay, and my highest where I have actually spoken, the highest gathering that I have spoken to is 10,002 people attendance in the hall. It's an open air auditorium. 10,002 was the attendance that day, including me and the host. Put together 10,002 people were there. Right, friends? So that is what is my track record in teaching this particular subject. And also I taught the same communications topic even at MBA level also. Okay, at MBA level for a topmost B school in Bangalore also I have taught. Right, friends? So so with this introduction, I would like to get into the subject, my dear friends. What I want you is to do is you keep your communications textbook ready, friends, so that whatever I ask you to underline, please underline. Okay, so whatever I ask you to underline, those terms are very, very important. In examination, you have to write those terms. Got it? And how to write the exam, that I will discuss later. But whatever be the terms I asked you to write, those must be underlined, those must be practiced, and those must be put in as it is. Okay, I'm not asking you to by heart, friends, but still this terminology is very, very, very important. With this introduction, let us get into our actual topic today. So our topic is going to be what, my dear friends? Communication. Communication, right? So communication means what? In simple terms, it is to share. Please start underlining from there, my dear friends. Communication, simple meaning is what, my dear friends? Communicate is to share. Share what? Information, feelings. We communicate, correct, ma'am? We exchange in such a way. It is the process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, emotions through speech, signals, writing, or behavior. You communicate in whatever be the way. I don't know. You communicate in any possible manner, but you have to communicate. Got it, my dear friends? So it is communication is nothing but to share what? Information, ideas, thoughts, right? Feelings. Whatever be the case, you are communicating. Communicating how? Let it be orally or in signals or writing. Whatever be the way, you have to communicate. Got it, friends? Communication you are going to learn. Please underline that entire sentence, friends. What are all you are going to exchange, my dear friends? Exchanging information, blah, 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 all these things. Got it? Now, who will communicate to whom? For example, I am communicating with you. So I call myself as what, my dear friends? A sender. I'm a sender. I'm sending. What am I sending? Information to you. Okay, through a medium, whatever actually I'm highlighting, please underline those points. Medium, through a medium, actually I'm going to communicate to you. What is my medium, my dear friends? Orally, through YouTube, I'm actually communicating with you. Correct, ma? Orally, through YouTube, I'm communicating with you. And who is the third component we have? Receiver. Who is receiver? You are the receiver. You are going to receive the information and you are going to decode. So what sender does is, I will encode. Encode means creating the information, putting the information in a proper sequence. We call it as what? Encoding. What is decoding, ma? Understanding the information that is encoded. Understand? In simple terms, encoding means sending in simple terms. Decoding, receiving the information. Okay, receiving and understanding the information is our decoding. Who does encoding? Sender. Who does decoding? Receiver. Does the information. Correct, sir? Okay. Now, so three most important components. What are the three important components, my dear friends? Sender. Second important component, medium or channel. Sometimes medium or channel can be a mail or a letter, or it can be anything. For example, friends, every time it cannot be oral. Every time it cannot be oral. For example, you want to go and communicate with your principal, asking her for attend a leave, for example, okay, or asking your manager for leave. Immediately what he will do? Please write a letter, please, first. No oral communications are there. You have to use only written communication. Please write a mail or write a letter and give it to me for approval, because their medium of communication is going to be written. Understanding, friends? Sometimes, for example, you go to a meeting, you sit quiet and write and give. What will happen? Nobody will accept. Why? Because everybody there expects oral communication. First you have to orally communicate with them. So what am I trying to say here is, communication is not just in one single phase. It can be in different ways, in different directions. Understanding, my dear friends? For example, a new company launches a new product. How do they communicate? Through advertisements, through newspapers, through TV channel advertisements, or social media advertisement, or posters, banners, right? Pamphlets. In any way they can communicate with you in the form of an advertisement. Just 30 seconds advertisement, that's it. Just 30 seconds. By the blink of our eyes, the advertisement will get closed. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds advertisements will be there. But whatever they want to communicate will be communicated. We will understand about their product, we will understand about their service, we will understand about the company, we will understand should we buy it or not. Correct, my dear friends. For example, once Corona started, when Dettol started with the communication, with advertisement campaigning, saying that, you know, in a bowl, in water, there will be some small particles will be there. When Sun puts his finger without soap, nothing will happen. But he actually rubs his finger with soap and put it there. All the black particles will be scattered. And he says, see, if you use Dettol soap, all the germs will go away. See, simple language, in just 30 seconds, they have told use Dettol and you ensure that viruses are not there on your body. Correct, ma? So that is what is a simple communication they want to communicate within 30 seconds, my dear friends. So communication is an art, my dear friends. Like whether you speak for hours together or you speak for 30 seconds, the ultimate target is whatever you want to encode, whatever you want to send the information, it should be decoded and should be understood by the receiver effectively. For that, you have to choose proper medium. And for today's class, what is the medium that we have chosen, ma? YouTube is the medium that we have chosen. Got it, friends? Okay. Now, sir, so those are the three important: medium or channel. Or third, what is the third category, third aspect of our communication, ma? Receiver. Okay, receiver. And in what way he will decodes the message after processing the information, and the responsibility of your responsibility is that send back appropriate feedback or reply using the medium or channel. Send back, use your comment section and try to let me know that whether you are understanding the subject or not, whether you are understanding the way that I'm talking or not. Okay, give your feedback immediately. So what is the duty of the receiver, friends? To give an appropriate feedback, whether you understood or not, whether you understood the information that I'm trying to encode or not. That is going to be your important work that you have to do. Got it, friends? Very good. Now, of course, what are the important steps inherent to all communications? Whether you communicate through any medium, anything, friends, what are the important components you have? First one is the purpose or reason of communication. First of all, why do you want to communicate, sir? First of all, why do you have to communicate? This is the most important point. Sometimes, friends, for example, if you understand one point, your fridge, coolers, advertisements, you will get only before summer and during summer. Observe if you want. You will get the advertisements only before and during summer. During rainy season and winter, you will never see fridge and AC, air conditioners advertisements. You will never see. Why? Because they know that nobody will come forward to buy them during winter and this one. Correct, amma? So when to communicate, what is the purpose of communicating? That is very important. For example, I'm releasing advertisement campaigning. Sometimes advertisement campaignings are meant for sales. Sometimes advertisement campaignings are meant for branding. Correct, ma? Say for example, friends, try to understand this point. Before Jio, Airtel was leading in the market. Correct, ma? But still they keep on giving advertisements. Why? Because their intention is not to improve the sales, but their intention is to improve their brand. Getting, my dear friends? So that people should never forget the name of Airtel. Got it, friends? So that is their intention. Branding is the most important aspect there. For example, you observe Kia Motors. All of you remember Kia Motors, friends? So Kia Motors, Kia Seltos. Kia Motors, much before they released Kia Seltos, they made huge advertisement campaigning in India. Huge advertisement campaigning. Before they launched their first car, almost since 1 year before launching their first car, for 1 year they run advertisement campaigning just to push the name Kia into the market. Kia Motors, there is a new brand coming into the market with cars. Okay, Kia Motors, so that people should be aware of the brand and people should not feel that it is a new one. Understanding, friends? See, the purpose of that communication is to improve their branding, to push the name Kia into the market, but not to improve their sales, because to sell there is no car only at that time before launching Kia Seltos. Correct, ma? So what I mean to say is, for every communication there is a purpose, friends. For every communication there is a purpose. For example, ma, sometimes in our our elders also used to say sama beda dana dandopaya or something, 4 ways, right? First you have to request, otherwise you have to tell strong, otherwise you have to you have to be very rude with them, otherwise you have to hit them and tell them. But ultimate intention is that you have to communicate properly. For example, a child is not studying properly, so what you will do, first you will sit with them and try to tell them, boss, if you do not study properly, if your future will be in a problem, okay, you will not be able to pass your exams. Without your exams getting passed, you will not get a certificate. Without a certificate, friends, you cannot get a job. You will try to tell them very smoothly. First, parents will try to tell them very smoothly. If they don't listen, what we will do, first we will tell them, hey, sit and study. So voice modulation will change. Voice modulation will change. If they still do not listen, correct? So what I'm trying to say is the way we have to communicate to ensure that what is my way I'm trying to communicate. Why am I communicating with my child? Ultimately, he has to sit and study and get a good marks, or get good education, good knowledge. That is my ultimate target. Correct, my dear friends? So there may be a lot of ways, but why are you communicating? That is very, very, very important, friends. Sometimes your communication you want your employees to be motivated. That's why you will communicate. Sometimes you want your employees to work very effectively. For that purpose you may communicate. So purpose of communication is what you have to define first. What you want this to happen. Understanding, my dear friends? That's why communication should start with what? Purpose. For what purpose you are actually communicating. First step. Second step is contents of the message. What actually you are going to speak. Contents means what actually you are going to speak. So when I speak, what actually we are trying to speak, I can divide that into step 1, step 2, point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and I can actually speak. For example, 2 days ago, Reliance AGM has happened, 43rd AGM. Right, in 43rd AGM, they have come out with a lot of announcements. Like Google is investing $7.7 billion, right? 33,000 crore rupees, which for 7.7% of Jio's ownership, right? And they even communicated about Jio glasses. They even communicated about fully homegrown 5G network to be launched in the next year. 5G network is coming from Jio. So what did they do? They have put all the information that they want to put forward in a point phase. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5. They have put up everything in a point wise manner, friends, which actually improves the effectiveness of efficiency of communication. Got it, my dear friends? So contents is very important. Contents is all about what I have to speak, in which order I have to speak, Understand, friends? Again, content is all about what, you please write it over there, okay? In your textbook itself, please write it over there. What should I speak? In which order I have to speak? That is about content of the order, content of your this one. Okay, Nama? Okay, next step. What is a medium used for conveying the message? What is a medium used? What medium means what? As I was telling you, internet, which we were doing now, or written text, that if at all I write a mail to you, speech, if at all I come and give you a lecture directly or indirectly, pictures, if at all I give you a picture. For example, Facebook, if at all you open Facebook, and a lot of pictures will be there, which will actually reflect a lot of information to us. Correct, ma? A picture actually reflects a lot of information, friends. Especially if you are into art field. Friends. One small painting, actually you can take hundreds and thousands of meanings. Everybody will understand a different manner. What are be the painting that you see? Understanding, friends? So even a painting talks to us. Understand? Only thing is you should have that artistic mind and artistic feel to understand the painting properly. So that is why communication can happen in any manner, friends. Even a picture can actually communicate as well. Next, gestures also sometimes, right? So sometimes what I will do when I cannot speak, simply I'll say, what does it mean? No. Yes. A small gesture also can actually work. I will sometimes say, perfect. Correct, ma? I cannot even speak. What the time, friends, when you do not speak, that actually when you gesture is considered to be the strongest form of communication, friends. Strongest form of communication. Why is that so? In our further topics, we will learn it effectively. Okay. Chalo, let us start. Gestures and so on. And finally, you have to transmit the message. Transmit the message means you have to, once you have planned everything, you have to communicate. That's what transmitting the message. Okay. And next, obviously after communication, after transmitting the message, what you will do? Messages are often sometimes what happen? Misinterpreted due to external disturbances. Okay, blah 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 blah. So sometimes you have to think of the result in miscommunication. This is very very important point, friends. Sometimes you can misunderstand. Best part of misunderstanding is whatever Modi says, Congress will find some sort of a mistake in that. Whatever Modi comes forward and says, India will all understand a different way, Congress will understand a different way. Why? Because opposition, their intention is to oppose Modi. That's it. Whatever be the case, whether he do good or whether he does good or whether he doesn't do good, whatever be the case, they want to object, they want to stop Modi. That's what. This is what they will do. There is a chance of misinterpreting the things. Correct, Amma? So today, even if at all I say Amma, even there may be people who may take some bad meanings out of saying Amma. Correct, ma? So I'm just talking practically, my dear friends. Okay, don't take it otherwise. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is always there is a chance for miscommunication, friends. Always there is a chance for miscommunication. Say for example, if at all I come forward and say, friends, I will give you the best schedule that you can start it probably from 20th of July or 18th of July. You can start your preparation so that you'll get best marks in your CA foundation. I'm going to give you that schedule immediately after this class. If at all I say, some of you may think, hey, what is this fellow? What does this fellow knows here? I know everything. I am best in planning. I passed first class, second class, third class, fourth class, till 12th class. Degree also I passed, sir. I know how to plan effectively. Boss, we finished off CA foundation also. We finished CA inter also. Understand? So it means we have actually crossed your level and came forward, Namma. We went forward, right? So obviously we can give you much better guidance. That's what I'm trying to say. And as far as I'm concerned, friends, when I am studying, I was a science student. I do not know how to study. So we made different plans. Plans were failed and again plan. Out of that experience, I can actually give you better information, as well as when I passed CA, friends, my brother entered into CA. Okay. Along with him, I used to stay in PG rooms, okay, where lot of other CA students were there. I passed CA inter doing my articleship, and so many other students came forward and asked for planning, how to plan effectively for CA. So I was talking to them, giving them guidance, giving them planning. And much after that, from 2010, I am into CA teaching, friends, teaching CA subjects since 2010, okay, for CA foundation and CA inter. Since then, I have been yearly, even if you take three batches, till now I would have faced nothing less than about 30 batches till now, minimum say minimum. Out of facing that experience, friends, teaching and guiding so many number of students, I'm giving you this kind of an experience, giving this kind of a guidance to you. So people may take whatever you communicate in a positive manner also, in a negative manner also, in a positive manner also, negative manner also. So let them take in any manner. Is not the way that a communication should happen. It should be in such a way that majority should understand the way that you want them to understand. Understanding, friends, you have to communicate in such a way, friends. Got it? Okay, sir. So miscommunication may happen. That's why ensure that it will happen. Now many students were asking me, sir, why don't you take the classes on Zoom and all? Yes, I can take it on Zoom, but for example, when Zoom classes are happening, okay, there are very less possibilities that I can record and again upload on YouTube. Many people may miss my session when I'm actually teaching. Correct, ma? May miss because of their other schedules or other works or programs. I thought if it is on YouTube, anytime you can actually open and actually see the videos. So I thought chances for miscommunication will be very, very less. Got it, my dear friends? So that is why I have actually chosen YouTube. So you have to always keep in mind the chances for miscommunication as well. And accordingly, you have to plan your work, plan your communication. Got it, friends? Very good. Now, finally, receiving the message. Who will receive the message, ma? Yes, who will receive the message? Our receiver. Next, please underline this. Making sense of the message is what we are calling it as what, ma? Decoding. Okay, and we call that as deciphering. Different people pronounce it in different ways, friends, but I say it as deciphering. Okay, deciphering. So deciphering and decoding, they are like synonyms. Okay, so don't focus much on that. But what I'm trying to say is, next step is whatever I communicate, you should understand it in the way that I want to. That's what is decoding. And finally, interpreting and communicating out of what receiver thinks in the real message. Of course, this is what we have been talking. So as we come to the diagram, first the process of communication starts with the sender. Sender encodes the message through a channel, and which sometimes in the channel you have to ensure that there is no noise. For the sake of this, we have actually, to avoid the noise and all, what I have done, I made a closed room at my home. Okay, if you see the background, okay, in the background you can see orange and black background, right? These are all acoustics, friends, acoustics background, to avoid what you call echo, to avoid echo. Okay, we have installed green screens and all these stuff, so to ensure that the noise is minimized, we have if we install lights and all. Okay, if at all I lift my head, you can see in my glasses, right? Okay, lights were installed just to ensure that you can see me properly, and whatever I am saying, telling you, you should be listening to me effectively. Understanding, friends? So ensure that while communicating, your noise is minimized. We purchased a professional mic which is above me, so that whatever I speak, it will catch and give you a properly, which will give you that information very, very properly, my dear friends. Got it, friend? So these are all ways to minimize your noise. Minimize your noise. Got it, friends? One more small example, just to make you understand, I'm giving you. Okay, for example, you see this mic. Okay, you cannot see if at all I did not pull this, but if you see this mic, actually mic is this actually. But why did I make this extra fitting, friends? It is just to avoid air buzz, friends. For example, air buzz. For example, if at all I'm actually trying to communicate with you, and if there is a wind coming out of the window, okay, because of this you'll get a buzz sound. When you get that buzz sound, you'll be distracted. Because of noise, whatever I want to communicate cannot be communicated effectively. But with this extra fitting, what will happen? That wind noise will be cancelled. Only whatever I speak, only you can listen. Understanding, friends? So what I'm trying to say is, there are modes to reduce your noise. There are modes to reduce your noise. Ensure that you are following those modes also. Okay, ultimately noise has to be reduced. Okay, sir. Then what will happen after noise? Through channel, receiver will take it, he will decode, and he will take the feedback. Feedback means, you can say, understanding and responding. And responding also will happen through a channel. I said, please communicate with me, please let me know through messages, through your what do you call, through chat. You are not at all you are not communicating with me, friends. There are no comments here. There are no comments. Are you understanding or not? Please use your channel, YouTube comments. Let me know whether you are able to understand or not. Feedback is given through a channel back to the sender. You please give it back to me. Here also, the receiver has got a barrier, the way that you have to speak back. For example, if it is Zoom and all, you can speak, I can listen to you back. But in YouTube, you cannot speak. When you speak also, I cannot listen. Correct, ma? But that is a barrier. Of course, to avoid that barrier, at least when you type something, I can at least see that, ma. I can see that, right? So communication the feedback also has to go back to the sender. Got it, friends? That is the way we have to communicate. Alright, my dear friends. So till now we just introduced what is meant by communication. Correct, ma'am? So I hope so. This entire chart is understood. Okay, entire chart is understood. Please take the time to comment on YouTube, whether you are able to follow or not. I'll just have a look at it, whether you have commented or not. Yes, comments are not coming up. Ensure that you are commenting and let me know whether you are understanding or not, ma, so that I can also, I'll feel so happy for that. Okay, ma. Chalo, next. Let us move further. Now, this is where we wanted to start with. What is that, friends? Types of communication. The different ways to communicate. It means, as I told you, I can communicate orally. By speaking I can communicate, or by writing I can communicate. Different ways I can actually communicate, I told you, right? So we are talking about the types of communication, friends. Whatever be the way, whatever be the mode that you choose, friends, whatever be the way, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is whether what will be the information that you want to send, what will be the information that you want to transfer to the receiver. Is it done effectively or not? Is it done effectively or not? That is the most important aspect. Understanding, friends? That is the most important aspect. Sometimes you may use PowerPoint presentation, sometimes you may not use it. Sometimes you may display a video, sometimes you may not. Sometimes you may showcase some pictures, sometimes you may not. But what will be the case? Your target is to ensure that the communication is happening effectively. To do that effectively, 3 ways of communication were given you over here. You see, communication is based on communication channels. We can actually divide communication into how many ways, ma? These 3 ways. You can see over here. These 3 ways. What are those 3 ways, my dear friends? You can say verbal communication, non-verbal communication, visual. Say verbal, speaking. Non-verbal, not by speaking in simple terms. Visual, by showing something. Let it be a video, let it be sometimes video, sometimes a picture, sometimes anything else. Understanding, friends? So how are you going to communicate with them? Depends on different ways, different categories we can actually use, where different ways we can use in order to communicate. Correct, ma? So in that, first we will start today with our so today we'll do our all these various ways. Okay, now friends, now first of all, 3 ways of communicating. I understood, sir. 3 ways. In these 3 ways, I can do it formally also, informally also. Formally I can communicate, informally. Formally, informally means what? Okay, in our level of understanding as of now, I will say formally, informally means casually discussing or officially discussing. In casual, in general sense. Okay, in general sense we are discussing, but actually it is not formal, informal. Formal and informal. Formal means what? Formal way of communication means the way you speak, what you speak, the channel you speak, everything should be in a proper manner. Everything should be in a proper manner. Say for example, you are applying for leave. For example, friends, you are applying for leave. Okay, will you make a WhatsApp call to your manager and say, hi manager, I'm not coming to office today. Okay, you die however you want. Will you communicate with him in this way? Cannot. You will not communicate this way. What will you do? You will sit, respected manager. Respect will all come during that time, right? So respected manager, so because I am suffering from corona, I am unable to come to office. If you want me to come, I'll come, no problem. I'll sit in your cabin and work, but because keeping your safety in mind, I'm not able to come to office. I hope you understand this, my situation. I'm not able to come. Fatafat, you will sit and type a mail and send it to him, all with all due respect, because writing a mail for the manager is a formal way of communicating. You cannot make a WhatsApp call and you cannot inform him. Correct, ma? What am I trying to say is that's called formal. Formal means what you speak. Okay, the way you choose, the medium you choose, everything represents your formality, formal way of communication. Informal means what? Just casually. Casually I'll speak, that's it. Understanding, friends? Casually I speak means what? For example, you want to talk to your brother. Okay, what will you do? Your own cousin or your best friend, what will you do? Whatever be the case, midnight also you'll call, make a WhatsApp call, video call. Hey friend, what are you doing? He will scold you, of course, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the sleep, he'll definitely scold you. But still, it is just a casual way. If at all he doesn't take the call, immediately you will message, hey, what are you doing? I wanted to contact you. You will message immediately. If that also doesn't happen, you will call, make a phone call. If that also doesn't happen, you will directly go and meet him. You will knock his door and meet him and talk to him. What I'm trying to say is, in informal, friends, you can go to any extent, but in formal, there will be some limitations. Understand? For example, you have sent a mail to a manager, okay, and you have to stop there till he responds. If he doesn't respond, then you will wait for 1 or 2 days and then you will call him. Sir, I have sent a mail to you, there is no response, can I know what is the status of this? So what is happening is, you cannot move with the manager the way you are moving with your cousin or neighbor, karma, your friend, your brother. What am I trying to say is, formality and informality lies there. For informal communication, there is no end point. You can actually go in any possible manner, but in formal communication, there is a way that you have to communicate. Understand? In formal ways, friends, starting from the dress that you are wearing, okay, starting from the way you look like, the way that you actually communicate, the words, the terminology that you use, the words that you use, the voice modulation you use, the medium of communication, everything matters a lot. Everything matters a lot. For example, friends, in our governments and all, we call this as protocol. Formality is actually called as what? Protocol. What is that protocol? Say for example, IAS officers cannot meet chief ministers or prime ministers with goggles. Understand? Because it is a protocol, it's a formality that you cannot wear a goggle in front of chief ministers or prime ministers. Got it, friends? Because it is not a formal way. It is not a formal way. Understand? Goggles means only these black glasses. Okay, normal specs, if at all you have headlights, you can wear normal headlights like this, but you cannot wear goggles. Understanding, friends? So there is a formality. Formal. Informal, you wear goggles. For example, once ex-chief minister, he is ex-chief minister, not the current chief minister, you wear goggles, you go to him with western wear, you go to him with shorts, okay, wearing shorts, okay, shoes on one leg, chappals on the other leg also you go. Doesn't matter, because there it is informal. But for the current chief minister, current prime minister, you have to speak to them in a formal manner. You cannot be informal. I hope you understand the difference between formal and informal. Let us get into the subject now in terms of examination. Now, verbal communication. Now let us get into what actually is verbal, non-verbal, and all these things. Verbal means what? Please underline ma. Verbal means using words and language. Using words. Understand? Using words. I'm not talking about the language here. Okay, in sense which language you are actually speaking. Okay, words. Let it be any language, but that language should be understood both by the sender as well as receiver also. Now, why am I taking classes in English, my dear friends? Because English is our medium of exchange, medium of exchanging our information. Correct, ma? As of now. For example, if at all I take class only for Andhra students, for example, I speak in Telugu. Okay, if at all I speak only for North Indian students, of course, with the little Hindi I know, I will manage to speak in Hindi and I'll give them class in Hindi. If at all I teach only to Kannada students, with the little Kannada I know, that I can actually speak and teach them in Kannada as well. So what am I trying to do is, the language that you speak also matters a lot, but beyond that, verbal communication is all about what, my dear friends? Words and the language, both together. Understanding, friends? Both. Now that words and language can be in the written communication. Written communication means what, my dear friends? Written communication means writing a letter, mail, or a message, or WhatsApp message, whatever be the case, you are writing. It means you are not speaking, you are only writing. Right? Written communication, it can happen, or it can happen through oral communication as well. Oral communication means the way that we are doing now. I'm speaking, you are listening. Understand? I'm speaking, you are listening. Understanding, my dear friends? So oral communication. So part of verbal, we have two parts. First thing is, verbal communication is all about using words and language. That can be written sometimes, that can be written communication sometimes, and that can be oral communication also sometimes. Orally, it can be, that orally can be face to face or telephonically or via voice chat or video conference, or whatever be the case, you are actually speaking, other people are listening. Got it, friends? That is where oral communication comes into picture. Okay, sir, I understood. What you have to understand here is verbal communication is the easiest, fastest, and most successful form of communication. Obviously, when you express in the form of words, the chances for misinterpretation, the chances for misunderstandings will be very, very less. That's why our elders used to say, if at all there is any conflict between you and somebody else, you please sit and talk to them. Once you sit and talk to them, your misconceptions will be lost. Understanding, friends? Until unless you speak, you open up your mouth, come forward and speak, those misconceptions, misunderstandings, miscommunication cannot be taken out. Understand? So tomorrow, even if at all you get some misunderstandings with any of your people, like your friends, relatives, neighbors, anybody, friends, okay, colleagues, anybody, so just sit and talk to them. Okay, if it is not still if it is not settled, then that's okay, leave it. But you have to give an attempt, try. What is the try, friends? Sit and talk to them. Sitting and talking to them itself is a trial that you are supposed to do. Okay, so now that's considered to be very successful form of communication. And apart from that, surprisingly, according to the research, it comprises only 7% of all human communications. Verbal communications is only 7% of all communication, human communications, it seems. Sir, only humans can speak. Verbal communication is all about what? Talking or writing. But actually, it amounts to only 7% of the entire human communication, it seems, sir. Only 7%. What about remaining 93%, sir? What about remaining 93% of communication? How is it going to happen, sir? How is this going to happen? Is in the other ways. One is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication means what, ma? You are not using words and language. It means you are not talking, you are not writing. It means you are not using words, you are not using language. Okay, but you are trying to convey your thoughts or feelings, okay, or ideas and emotions on their own, of course. So non-verbal communication is going to replace and substitute to control and regulate the denoted message. That's okay, that's fine, not an issue. Now, first of all, in what all ways I can actually non-verbally I can communicate, sir? First of all, physical non-verbal communication means what? Body language, facial expressions, stance, gesture, tone of voice, touch and other physical gains. I'm a touch, not during corona, okay? Before corona and after corona, not during corona. And other physical signals constitute this type of communication. Please underline the entire thing, my dear friends. Please communicate this entire thing. Okay, Nama? Okay. So, best examples. Say for example, teacher asks about your friend. Okay, friend will stand behind the teacher and say, what does it mean? Don't tell teacher that I am here. Don't tell. Correct, ma? Okay. Sometimes you will go and talk to your lecturer. Okay. I have done a biggest mistake actually. Once what happened when I was in PU second year, actually I was very much loved by all my faculties. Okay. During my PU, even after that also, because I'm very much close to all the faculties. I speak to them very, very well. I communicate very well with my faculties. Okay. With my teachers. Almost every teacher remembers me. Even after I left my school in 2002, my dear friends. 2002 I left my school. By the time you are not even born. Okay, it means after 18 years, even if at all I go to school now, definitely people, teachers, those who are working today, principal who is actually still principal, she still recognizes me. Understand, even after 18 years she still recognizes me, because I was very much loved by all my faculties that way. So what happened once during my PU, Sanskrit faculty, very excellent person he is. Okay, during my PU Sanskrit faculty. So he asked for a textbook. I was very fond of, I was just casually talking to faculties and all. So what I did, I went, took out the Sanskrit textbook out of my bag and went and put it in front of him on the desk, like as though casually you give it to your friends, Namma. Just casually I put it on his desk like this. Okay, with it created a sound also, and came back up. Okay, what did he do? He didn't speak anything. He did not speak anything. He was just looking at me for 2 minutes continuously. That's it. He didn't do anything. He was looking at me and saying, now what did you understand? Probably he communicated without using a word, without using any language, saying that this fellow has got lot of accumulation of kobu, fat, lot of accumulated fat, because I gave him a chance to be close and to speak to faculties in a friendly manner. This fellow is taking advantage of it. Wait, I will see what I know how to control you. I know how to see your end. See, such a communication can happen without even talking a single word. Understanding, friends, that is the power of non-verbal communication. You need not even speak. You need not even speak. Your facial expressions, your eyes, understand, the way you move your face, understand, your gestures will give you a double understanding, a strong message than you speak. Understanding, friends, which we take it as a part of non-verbal communication. I hope you are able to understand. Okay, so just let me see. Okay, following sir, good ma, Sanjana, Lavanya, Acharya, Rashmita, Kirtana, following sir, very good ma, very good my dear friends. So non-verbal communication. So first one is physical non-verbal communication. Physical non-verbal communication means what ma? Just by facial expressions and all this stuff. Non-verbal communication. So this amounts to almost 55% of the communication, it seems. 55% of the communication. Understand, sometimes even smiles, frowns, okay, pursing the lips and clenching of hands, etc., etc. These are all things, okay. For ladies especially, this thing will definitely be applicable for ladies. So what will happen, for example, somebody comes and proposes, if you smile, gone, it means love is accepted, right? In many movies we see now, in many movies we watch, right? So just a smile represents that you have accepted. Or when love letter is given, if you tear it in front of him and throw it on his face, you need not even speak, love is rejected, gone. Understanding, friends? So the way you do action, the way your facial expressions see, understand, if you smile, acceptance, if you see angrily, it is gone. So that represents and that amounts to 55% of the communication, friends. 55% of the communication. Understanding, friends? Right. Now, next. Second way of non-verbal communication is through paralanguage. What is paralanguage, sir? More than actual language, reveal the intent of the message, the voice quality, intonation, pitch, stress, emotion, tone, and style of speaking communicates approval, interest, or lack of it. Researchers estimate the voice accounts for 38% of all the communications. Paralanguage. Actually, paralanguage here says you are speaking. Sir, you said non-verbal, na sir? Yes, it is non-verbal only. But paralanguage is all about speaking, not the exact matter. Not the exact matter. Understand, you are trying to give them some examples, give them some sort of stories, give them some sort of other things to make them understand what you intend to say. Indirect way of telling them. Indirect way of telling them. Say for example, you have a very good friend. Okay, for example, you are a girl and you have a very good friend, and that good friend wants to, for example, propose you. You don't have interest. You don't have interest. You got to know from out of the way that he behaves. He got to know that you are, he is liking you. He wants to propose you. You don't have interest, but you don't want to cut his friendship also. So for that sake, what you will do? You tell him a story. What happened? Our friend's friend. Okay. Very good friends, yaar. Unnecessarily that fellow did a big mistake in proposing her. He proposed her and she rejected. Their friendship is lost. Why do they do like this, yaar? First, they should have feelings from both the sides, na? So what are you trying to do here? You are actually, much before he proposes you are telling him that you don't have interest. You are not interested. Understand? You are telling him that you are not interested. Indirectly, you are much before that only you are telling him. You are not actually telling him that you are not interested in him. But you are telling him by creating an example of some other friend. Some other friend's example you are taking, and you are telling him indirectly that I am not interested in loving you. You are my good friend. I want to continue good friendship with you. Don't go beyond friendship. You are actually trying to communicate with him and say that you please don't propose me. We want to be friends forever. Understanding, friends? Indirect way of speaking. You are not exactly giving him the same thing. Actually, in this there is something called feel, felt, found system. Feel, felt, found system is there, which we use it in our marketing strategies. What is a feel, felt, found system, sir? What you are feeling that I already felt, but I found. What you are already feeling, what you are feeling now, I already felt, but I found that something is happening. So, for example, in marketing, when we go, friends, we tell them, what you are feeling now, you are feeling to go for a party. For example, your feeling is to go to a party. I already felt, I was also like thinking that to go to a party to enjoy myself a lot. Okay, I was having that idea, but I did not find a best way to spend little money and to enjoy in a best manner. I did not find such ways earlier, but at that time I found something interesting. So then you start promoting your party there. I found something interesting like this. So it means the audience, the whoever are listening, they will feel that, oh, my feeling was this, this fellow already felt it and found this way. Yes, actually I was into photography also, and actually I have run a photography club called Photo Walkers Club in Bangalore. Okay, around 800 members are there in that club. Okay, so at that time when people asked me about whenever we conduct photo walks, my dear friends, and the weekends, people used to ask questions like, what is this setting of the camera, what is this setting of the camera? Then I used to tell them with feel felt sound system only. Arey boss, same mistake I have done, this with same settings I have done a mistake with this, and that ruined my photograph. Then I understood that this setting should be in this way. Whenever I say with feel felt sound system, friends, they used to be attracted to me a lot. Like, okay, because this person has already crossed my face and he is actually into much advanced situation. Feel felt sound system works in such a way. Coming back to the subject, friends, paralanguage. Paralanguage means what, my dear friends? You are speaking, but not exactly the context. You are not exactly communicating what you want to communicate, but indirectly by telling them stories, some shairi, some sort of examples or something, you are going to communicate with them, which we call it as what? Paralanguage. Which we call it as what, ma? Paralanguage, which amounts to how much percentage of communication, friends? 38% of communication will happen through paralanguage. Getting my point? So that is the case, my dear friends. Apart from that, you have got aesthetic communication. What is meant by aesthetic communication, friends? In the form of an art, like through dance you can communicate, through painting you can communicate, through sculptors you can actually communicate, through music you can communicate, different ways. If at all you communicate in these formats, you call it as aesthetic communication. For example, dance. You know one thing, ma, if at all you follow our additional traditional dance forms and all, by the way, we have many of my students, friends. I am very lucky to meet some of my students who are real professional dancers, friends. A fantastic Bharatanatyam dancers and all, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Kathakali dancers and all. So what do? They actually communicate the entire Ramayana, entire Mahabharata and all in the dance form. While dancing itself, they can communicate everything. Understanding, friends? So communication through dance, communication through music. For example, when Corona started, many musicians, many singers, they came forward with songs on Corona. Please don't go out, please wear a mask, please sanitize your hands, please sanitize your home, okay, please ensure social distancing. All these things they started communicating through songs, which will actually reach people in a much effective manner, much efficient manner. Even during independence movement and all, many musicians actually made songs on independence, okay, to make that feeling of independence, to improve, to give that fire of independence among all the people. They made songs. Understand? So songs, music is also a very strong, sends a very strong message, communication. So this kind of communication, we are calling it as what, ma? Aesthetic communications. And next, sometimes appearance. For example, your friend, what they have done, appearance, friends, okay. Appearance. Sometimes imagine you are coming out of your home with a suit, okay, with a tie, you wear a tie and coming out. That gives a communication. Correct, ma? For example, if at all any person casually dressed, you do not know what kind of a person he is, but imagine he wears a stethoscope on his neck. You definitely, whether he tells or not, you will understand that he's a doctor. Correct, ma? For example, a person comes forward with a cap on his head and a scale or projector, whatever be the case, whatever be the tools that they use, you assume that he's an engineer. Correct, ma'am? So that's the way. So by appearance, sometimes communication can happen. By communication, correct, ma? For example, if at all I completely I have a huge beard and I come forward to you, okay, you do not know whom am I, for example, I do not want to speak about this, but still as an example I'm just giving you. You want to know about my religion, okay, ma? With the beard you cannot understand, But if at all you say, I put a nama on my head, you understand that, oh my god, he is a priest. Priest, correct ma? Priest. Or for example, if at all I wear a cap, you understand that I'm a Muslim. Correct ma? Or else if at all I wear a plus this one Christian symbol, okay ma, obviously it will be a, you'll understand that I'm a Christian. So based on what I wear, the way I look like, also sometimes communication can happen, which I call that kind of communication as appearance. The way we appear also makes a proper communication. Understanding, friends? For example friends, imagine when you are talking to a doctor, okay, when you are talking to a doctor, if he is casually dressed, you will not listen to him properly. But he is wearing a stethoscope, sitting with a white coat, definitely you listen to him, because that appearance will attract you and make you submit to him. For example, whoever comes to colleges and gives lectures, they'll not come in a casual dress, friends. They come with properly dressed. They will actually dress themselves properly. Why? Because their dress itself will attract the crowd. Their dressing will actually make the crowd to submit to him, and it will make the crowd to listen to him. Understanding, friends? So sometimes appearance also plays a very major role, friends. Appearance also makes a very major role. And one more way is to symbols. Through symbols, as I was telling you, it may be religious symbols or statutes or ego building symbols, whatever be the case. Through symbols also you can actually see who the person is, what kind of a person he is. You can actually understand through symbols as well. Through symbols as well you can understand. Correct ma? Through symbols also you can understand. Got it, friends? So that is what is our second category of our communication, which is our non-verbal communication. Now, what is our third version, friends? Visual communication. Visual communication means what? Through signboards. For example, through signboards. For example, you go to traffic signal. What is red signal is all about? Red signal is all about to stop. Did someone tell you, announced on the mic, that you have to stop when red signal comes? No, it is a signal asking you to stop. What does it mean by green signal? You can start going. Correct ma? Did anyone tell you that you can start now? No. By seeing green signal, you can actually start. So that is what visual communication is all about. Understand ma? So typography, sometimes drawings, graphic design, illustrations, colors. Sometimes colors also is very, very effective. Okay ma? And other electronic resources usually reinforces written communication, etc., etc., which we are calling it as visual. Just by seeing you can understand something very properly. Actually speaking, visual communication is a part of non-verbal communication only. Actually speaking, visual communication is a part of non-verbal communication, friends. Okay nama? There is no great difference, but still we are taking it in a different way, because non-verbal communication even includes your signal, your face expressions. Understand, paralanguages, all these also will be included. So that's why they made into a separate category as visuals. Understand, visual means you show them something and make them understand. Let it be a picture, let it be some signal or something, which is a visual communication. You see and understand what is happening over there. Understanding, friends, which is my visual communication. Right, friends? So today I took around 1 hour. I know listening to any theoretical session for about 1 hour is very tough. So what I will do, friends, you please, I'll stop the class for today. Okay, and every day 11 to 12 we will have communications class. Ensure that you are following this class, and I ensure that probably within 2 weeks I'll be finishing off with this communications. And as soon as we finish off with communications, we will start with business communication and knowledge. BCK, we will start from 11 to 12. Okay, friends, thank you so much for your participation. Hope you all understood. Please leave your comments that whether you are following or not, and please support this channel, share with your friends, and let them also understand and let them also face their examinations effectively. Thank you so much, my dear friends, for your participation. Meet you soon.